Today is an old and unplanned reunion of myself and Wardah, who last saw each other in person about 11 years ago for a photo shoot, not too unsimilar from this. But today we get to do more than just take pictures. Today we get to talk about something that is so powerful, so on trend, getting wealthy. And I had to have Wardah here because I've watched her journey. I've watched her entrench herself in the health space in such an authentic, colorful, and meaningful way that people have used the words delightful when when speaking about you. Just your physical strength, how you've morphed and changed over the last decade has been beautiful to watch. So thank you so much for joining us on this Get Wealthy episode. And I don't even think I want to speak too much about wealthy because you just kind of embody that, Okay. You do embody the wealthy principles around how your health is your tectonic plate that everything else balances on. And to become successful in your genre, in your niche, in your industry, it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy at all. And it requires a level of discipline and consistency to be able to live your brand, to be able to kind of move and live and breathe in an ecosystem that embodies what you teach. That is not always easy. So please tell us a bit about what a day in the life of Wardah looks like. How wealthy do you get? How often do you fall off the wealthy wagon?
Well, it's a roller coaster because, Alina, I'm a mom as well. I've got an 8-year-old son.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And yeah, since the last time you saw me,
Yes.
I've now become a mom.
Yes.
So there's juggling that as well. And then my business. And then I work at a gym and I work at a yoga studio and then also my corporate wellness business. So there's a lot happening. There's a lot of people, a lot of energy that I have to balance. And in between that, I have to make time for myself. So
Very key.
So I think the thing I had to learn very early is to be very protective of my time for me. So this is non-negotiable time that you have to book off for yourself. You need to be fiercely protective of that time.
Absolutely.
So for me, even if it means I lose money, in a sense, where a client goes, oh, you're available at 6 a.m. on a Monday morning. I go, no, I'm not. Oh, can you? No, I'm not available because I've started a year ago. I started jujitsu. I go to jujitsu on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 6 to 7 is not available. You will not get a booking with me.
We just don't do that often enough. We just don't protect the space that is our space, that is your wealthy space.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah, where you putting it in your tank.
You have to. And yes, when I do my other exercise in the gym or my yoga, it's so important because, like you say, it's the foundation of everything. If you don't have your health, you have nothing.
Exactly.
I remember there was a quote, I could be misquoting him, but roughly what he said, Steve Jobs said, I'm the most successful man. I did all these things, but all my money cannot save me now. If you don't have your health, you have nothing.
That is exactly how we've built this brand because I think we needed to go back to the very core basic tenet of your health is your wealth.
Yes.
You can't build, you can't develop, you can't scale up or down, you can't support your family, you can't thrive amongst your friends, you can't add value to your community, and most importantly, you can't live very long.
Yes.
So I think therein lies the basic tenet of wealthy being your W spot, your wealthy spot, is where your health, your hustle, and your habits meet. So I think one thing I really, really want us to chat about today is if you are embarking on an healthy journey or you're questioning or you're at that precipice where you think you want to jump in and try something new and getting well is appealing, the notion's appealing, but your brain is stuck in comfort mode. Right? You're either stuck in survival mode where you're overwhelmed or you're stuck in comfort mode and you're too afraid to take that step forward. What kind of little habits do you think you'd plug into the average woman's day that would help her to get wealthier?
So I plan what I eat. So I will also measure out everything, my quantities, and put it ready for myself. And I prep my food the night before, or like if I can, 2 days before for the next 2 days. So that helps me eat consistently. Because for me, that's my challenge. Because sometimes I get busy And then I end up eating at the gym coffee bar, which is not bad food, but it's not what I'm supposed to eat. And like we said, yes, before this, I'm handing the power of what I eat then to someone else. But I want to control what I eat. Yes. So then I plan what I eat, I measure it out,
Right.
and I do that.
Right.
But I think to your question about little habits, I always tell my clients, don't make wholesale changes. If you want to approach a healthier life, make little small changes. The science says 21 days.
Right.
So it's 21 days to break a habit, but also to cultivate a habit.
Right.
So if you can consistently do something for 21 days, you begin to create those neural pathways and create that habit. And it's about having those fundamental habits that makes it just easier to embrace a healthier life. So one simple thing I always tell people is they say to me, oh, Wardah, like my family or anyone, because they now know I'm in this space. And what can I do? I want to lose my belly fat. And I say, you know what? Start drinking just a little bit more water. And they're like, oh, okay. Just replace one sugary drink with water. Right. Sparkling water or whatever.
So one little
or this is perfect. Yes. Put fruit in it, make it exciting. Have it simple, delicious. And then also something that people miss, that also people overlook, and it's the foundation of everything. Sleep. Go to bed an hour earlier. Because
Absolutely. Not hard.
lack of sleep then creates, it makes you hungrier the next day because you're tired. So your body craves more sugar and carbs to keep yourself energized.
Yeah,
So now you're exhausted.
Yes.
So then what you end up doing is you end up grabbing quick things. So you go to the vending machine, you go to the,
We know the drill. We will be
get sweet and chocolates and stuff to like boost yourself, amp yourself up. So if you just go to bed and have a good amount of sleep, you're already setting yourself up for making a lot more intelligent choices the next day in all regards of your life. Nutrition, your cognitive abilities, recovery, everything just falls into place more. You can perform better in exercise as well when you go to your workouts. And then I would say find a particular way to move your body that you love. Just an entry point. Like I'm not even going to say like, obviously all women, especially over 40, you need to start doing strength training, but that's too big a leap for you. Go join a run club, go walk with your friends, let your dog frog, go play with your kids outside. Do find a movement, something that you love. So it could be walking, it could be a bar class, it could be whatever it is. I don't know, Pilates. Everyone's into Pilates right now. If Pilates is your thing, great, go to Pilates. I would say at some point we need to progress you to doing strength training and non-negotiables. As you cannot lift 1 kg weights and think you're going to build muscle.
Absolutely.
And no, I've been lifting for 15 years and I do not kick a command. No, you do not. So I lift heavy weights. So you will never look like a man unless you're taking steroids.
For sure.
Do whatever makes you happy. That's going to keep you consistent.
That's the key is I think consistency is often quite hard for us as humans. And that's where the little micro habits kick in, is they hold you to the consistency. So, I mean, in my experience, I have always enjoyed prepping or cooking, but meal prep was a new thing for me. And even now, I mean, I'm pulling in on 50. I can teach myself new tricks just by finding little things that I find joy in. So I like cooking. So then I'll make sure that there's 5 glass containers in front of me when I'm cooking. So I don't just cook for the evening and then I'll portion it out. And then I know, right, for the next 3 days, I'm not buying lunch at work. I'm actually taking this really good quality meal with me to work.
That you had complete power over.
I had complete power over. It's the flavor I want. It's the color I want. And then I know there's 3 meals ahead that I don't have to worry about. That gives me a certain joy. It takes pressure off my wallet. I'm not buying expensive food in Rosebank. I know what's in it. I know it's good for me. And it just, I can't tell you how much I believe food is fuel. Like just being on my own wealthy journey, I've realized I have to fuel my body. On the days when I'm tired and I'm underperforming, it's when I don't eat. And for me, fasting is not an option because I do a lot of research into women who are over 45 and how we do need to use the fuel more because we are shifting in hormones. Our bodies need it.
Yeah, so it's also, I agree with you there that intermittent fasting is not, it's not recommended for women to do over a long period of time. Yes, it's something you do for a short amount of time, and you, even in the time you're doing it, you have to do like 2 days on, 3 days off, because it affects your fertility. So for younger ladies trying to still get pregnant, yes, it's going to affect your hormones. So you don't want to be intermittently fasting. But also, I also just don't believe in that. I've gone full circle, actually. I've actually gone back to what I was taught in my home, that my father actually said to me always. And he said, moderation in all things. Yes. My father is not. He swims, he does his little, he's found his movement that he loves. Yes. Just walking and swimming. Yes. He doesn't overeat. He has everything, but he will say, no, I don't want any more of this anymore. And to have the power to be able to have something delicious that you really love. And that's the other thing also. People are shocked when they see me. I love it when clients run into me at a restaurant, and the first thing they go, what's on your plate? Let me see what you're eating.
What exactly are you doing?
The guy is like, I have burgers, I have pizza, I have everything, like I make cook sisters at home, and I have them.
I saw you using the cook sisters as an incentive to come to yoga in the sky. You nearly had me, hey? You nearly had me.
But you know what? It's also, there's a psychology to it. I'm doing it for fun because it's like my birthday edition of the Yoga in the Sky. But at the same time, it's also to show people it's the ethos of FabioFit, which is my business, which is moderation. You can have those things. It's not about deprivation. You must learn to cultivate self-control. That's the key. And also people need to start learning more about portions. Portion control, like what is actually in a tablespoon of olive oil? It's actually a lot of calories. Like you're adding 2 tablespoons of, that's like 250 calories. Wow, half a meal.
And we can go glug with the bottle, right?
Actually, so you need to start just doing the research, looking at the nutritional breakdown. But every product is required to supply you with that.
Right.
And you just put it into Google and you just go, because South Africa works in kilojoules.
Yes.
So you can go, 250 kilojoules. What is that in calories? And it works it out on the internet for you, and it is done. And then you can kind of work out, what am I actually consuming? Because I also have clients who will say to me, so I said to them, okay, what did you have for breakfast? And I had 2 eggs and a small piece of avo. I'm like, okay, how big was the avo? Tell me exactly how much. I had half an avo. I'm like, that's too much. It's too much. For what you're trying to achieve, that is too much.
Wow.
Because people just think, but it's healthy. No, but healthy food can also make you overweight if you eat it in excess.
Because
coming back, calories, moderation.
Right.
Everything in moderation.
Right.
Don't do anything in extreme.
Jesus, you just took away the joy of a half an avo, hey?
Sorry. Not sorry.
But it's so truthful. I mean, if anybody has taken the time in their wealthy journey to stop off at a doctor or a nutritionist or a registered dietitian, my RD looked at me and she said, a tablespoon of walnuts is all you need. And no, you don't need that whole like glass cup of yogurt. You only needed 3 tablespoons of yogurt if it's going with a handful of berries.
Yeah.
And she actually took my portion size right down. I like to think that when you think of food as fuel for your body, that it's a nurturing element, and that we want to be as strong as possible, not as small as possible.
You want to be
that's
strong.
the key.
You want to be healthy, but also I will say though, and I mean, I was guilty of that as well. So I went on this weight loss journey. I lost 16 kgs that time. So that time I did.
That's when I knew you.
With the extreme. Like that was extreme, where I was a food phobic. I cut carbs. I think I didn't eat pizza or pasta for like a year or 2 years.
So you're in this rapid, drastic declining weight.
Scared of certain foods, and like going to functions was like stressful for me, because all I could think about was, what am I going to eat there? What are they going to serve? Like, because I used to go to a lot of like public engagements and things and launches and stuff, and I'd be like, what do they say?
That's no way to live.
Yeah.
That definitely isn't the way we would operate now as people in the health space.
Yes. So then that was that journey, and that was all about just getting thin.
Yes.
Then I fell pregnant, and then I had my son, and I gained 24 kgs, lost 10 the first week, after I had it, because I was just like blood volume and AS, water weight and all of that. Then I had 14 to lose.
Right.
So it took me about 9-10 months to lose that. Working really hard, training, eating correctly, but not eating as extreme. Just kind of, and then that's when I learned, I can do this without punishment, things and punishment. I started a dietitian.
Yes.
And I worked with her and I eventually lost the weight. Then the third time was after COVID. I did Survivor South Africa.
Right.
Straight out of COVID, I was overweight on the show, which was actually good for me because nobody saw me as a threat. So I think if I had gone like this, they'd be like, well, vote our attorney. She's going to be a challenge. But I was just a fat cook, the chubby little cook.
I've never seen you as chubby, just for the record.
Well, on there, I was like 10 kgs heavier on that show because they got me straight out of COVID. I was baking. Everyone was baking.
Yes.
I was baking and
I don't think I've been any unhealthier in my life than I was after COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just, I thought we all were.
Yes. So then for the reunion show, so that was my goal, was we had a reunion show and I knew I had to be there. Obviously, the whole cast said this. I was like, right, going to lose the weight. And then I lost 10 again. And then that was the big transformation. And then now recently, I haven't lost a lot of weight. I just built a lot more muscle.
Absolutely.
So ironically, I'm saying weight. No, I lost like 4 or 5 kgs, but I'm gained so much muscle. So my body composition has changed.
Yes.
And that's why I'm such a big advocate for strength training.
Yes.
Women need it.
Yes.
Bone density, muscle mass. We don't link to it as we get old.
Absolutely.
Mobility and all of those things. But like I said, going back to healthy habits, start with whatever makes you happy to move. Anything, I'm happy. Do whatever makes you happy to move.
Right. So let's talk supplementation. Different stages, different folks, different requirements, right? Because like we say, this is an ecosystem. It's an action decision you make every day to be wealthy. So at some point in the journey, you realize, okay, I'm eating whole foods here. So I'm getting in some proper nutrients from my meat and my veggies and my potatoes and carbs. I'm moving my body at least 3 times a week, whether I'm walking the dog, whether I'm lifting heavy in a gym. Like me, I'm trying to now just on the treadmill, I'm trying to run for a little bit, cool it down, run for a little bit, cool it down, because I want that interval training just to give me the energy boost I know I get after that. So we're playing now. We in this wealthy world. Now, at what point do you decide, okay, supplementation, as you said? Now I know for me it was about wanting a boost. I wanted a boost of something because I was in my healthy rhythm, in my wealthy rhythm, and I decided, okay, let's see how I can supplement this already nice diet. Not a perfect diet. Like you say, everything in moderation. I went for collagen and I went for creatine. What did you go for?
For me, the first thing I went to was I tried everything.
Me too.
I was that girl who just bought it all. Then
How big is your drawer?
And then at some point, I was using BCA, diet,
Yes.
whey
Amino acids and proteins, yes.
I was using creatine and glycemine and, and like my wardrobe was like this, my clothes was like this. Now it's been reduced to 2-3 products.
Okay. Tell us what they are.
I use creatine.
Yes.
And I want to get my parents onto it as well.
Yes.
It's the most highly tested, highly researched supplement, the safest supplement you can possibly use. You can use it while you're pregnant. You can use it at any point in your life. In fact, we should all be getting our elderly onto it. That's good cognitive.
I agree.
It's
just put my dad on creatine.
Yes. So if I lived in Cape Town, I would force my parents to take it. I would literally sneak it into their cereals. It's like
getting in.
It is so important and such a good supplement. We should all be taking
all around it.
5 grams. You just need 5 grams a day. That's all you need. And then the only other supplement I use is a whey protein.
Okay.
The one other habit that I have to mention, because I will be doing everyone a disservice because it's a common thing, and I'm dealing with that with my 8-year-old right now, is juice. Cut juice out of your heart.
Just take the juice out.
Problem.
Juice and Coke. So just say goodbye to Coke.
Those little cartons, the
little
bottles for kids.
Yes.
There's 7 teaspoons of sugar in that. I think I'm actually done the legwork. So
Yes.
my son, he knows, like he's asked me before because I goes to kids' parties and he has it there. And I think they get it at school as well. But he says, Mommy, why don't we have juice in our house? And I said to him, because we eat our fruit, we don't drink it.
You don't drink fruits.
You must eat your fruit.
Show your smoothie. There's got to be fiber in your smoothie. That's through your smoothie.
Exactly. So
They'll make liquid. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of people negate that. They go, but what about juice? No.
No.
Eventually, like, we start by maybe watering it down, half water, half juice.
But chew your fruit.
Make it less. And eventually, ideally, I would say don't keep juice in your house.
No, I don't.
Have it in your house.
Yeah.
I have it sometimes at a restaurant where they cold press it.
Yes.
A one-off, and it's normally a green one, or like,
So it's little habits that kind of sneak the sugar out and put something really wholesome back in. I'm feeling like strawberries. Don't do the strawberry juice in the carton. Just get a punnet of strawberries and have 3 or 4.
Have the strawberries.
Yes.
Because you're never going to sit in one sitting and eat 4 oranges, but you're going to drink it in a glass.
Drink it in, exactly.
So that's a big one. Like,
I've actually gotten my parents down to putting the orange juice in a shot glass.
yeah.
So that's their way of taking the orange juice in, whereas before it would be in a normal size glass. And then my father, being diabetic, wasn't sure why this thing was triggering him. 7 teaspoons of sugar in there.
It's massive. Yes. He's eating the equivalent of 10 oranges.
10 oranges.
You don't get much juice from an orange.
Yes.
You get maybe that much if you're lucky.
And then you've left all the fiber behind.
Exactly. And the fiber, and that made me think of it. That's why I was like, you need to eat your fruit. Don't
eat your fruit, chew your smoothies.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like you said, keep your hydration in the bottle, your coconut water, your Himalayan salt. It doesn't need to be a heavy way in the bottle. The hydration must stay in the bottle. Eat your calories on the plate. So there's a lot of cute tricks, I think, that we can play with. But thank you. Thank you for taking us through this episode on habit rehabs.
Yeah. And if people want more help, I do have a 21-day help
ebook.
The ebook.
Okay, so when we publish this episode, we're going to make sure that the ebook link is going out with this post. Thank you so much, Wardah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to getting well.
Yes.